Hello everybody, time for another mail day. My quest for getting 100% of every single old school Magic card, including reprints but still, continues. So this time I have got a package from Card Kingdom, and there I have got some duplicates, I have got some cards I need to complete my playsets, but also we have got some high-end, very important reserved list cards. First of all we have got Shivan Dragon. Sadly, this is the 4th edition, couldn't even get a revised copy, but Shivan Dragon is an absolutely amazing card, everybody loves it. I have been playing this card many times, and should I say that it's powerful? I don't think that I should, you already know how good it is. Of course, there are some drawbacks to this card, that it's a little bit too expensive in terms of mana cost, but still an amazing card, of course. There are also greater realms of preservation. I wanted to use this card as a replacement for Circle of Protection, because sometimes you can free up some space in your sideboard, especially if you are playing a mana heavy deck. So maybe using 3 of these can serve as extra copies for the sideboard, or maybe can free up some space for some other relevant cards, depending on the deck we're playing. Next is an Eternal Warrior. I already have a copy, but I actually had forgotten to get a copy in the English language. I like to look at my binder and see the cards alphabetized. Even if I have some very nice cards in other languages, I still prefer to see the English copy. For the cheaper cards, of course, if I can. There is also a Goblin token from Card Kingdom. This is actually one of the few tokens from them that I like. First of all, it's a relevant creature type, and also it's not very off, not very far from the flavor of old school Magic. Not necessarily old school, I wanted to say, Magic itself. Then we have got Kabal Ghoul. Kabal Ghoul is an amazing card. The things that I find most interesting about this card are that this is the zombie. This is a zombie. The creature type has been changed. I like the black background here. I'm not sure why it is supposed to be a zombie, because it looks like a skeleton, but on the other hand, ghouls are zombies typically, so very interesting. Anyway, the ability is very nice. Of course, you could create decks on graveyard, recursion, sacrifice and such. In order to do that, you will typically need more than 1 copy, but even having 1, it really feels good. Really wanted to have this card for a long time. Next we've got If Mephistopheles. You know, I have seen the Serendib misprint, so to say, from revised so many times that now then I look at this card. When I look at this card, I always see Serendib. But we know that If Mephistopheles himself is very good. 3/3 flying for 4 mana. And I'm not entirely sure whether this ability was supposed to be a drawback originally. Maybe it was, but it can be used to your advantage very often. Just don't overdo that. Remember that you can deal huge damage with it, a lot of hurricanes, and you don't have to wait for the resolution of this ability before activating another one. So you can shoot for much more than just his toughness. A really good card. Look forward to playing it. And finally, from one player in France who was kind enough to send this card to me, we have got Chains of Mephistopheles, from Italian legends, of course, but still. This is often deemed to be one of the most, if not the most, confusing cards of Magic. Not only on-school Magic, but Magic in general. Ask any Legacy player or Vintage player, or any judge. This is the judge's nightmare. And I do have an idea of how it is supposed to be working, and actually understand that having more than 1 copy of this card in play can provide a soft lock or even a hard lock. I'm not sure what the terminology is on your opponent, but having only 1 copy can also be relevant and interesting, especially if you've got Howling Mine, if you have got Winds of Change, or maybe some other cards that force people to draw multiple cards. So a very interesting idea. And the art here is amazing. It's multi-dimensional, it's very complex. It is scary and funny at the same time. Just look at this guy. A very, very interesting card. There is even a flowchart for Chains of Mephistopheles if you haven't seen it online. But sadly, the oracle text doesn't make the situation better. So having the card in Italian, which I cannot really read. I do understand some words, but not very good at that. Still, having the card in Italian doesn't really change anything. Even if I read it in English, I won't be able to understand much. So once again, this is just for the sake of being a completionist. Maybe I will throw this card into my Underworld Dreams deck. We'll see how it works. But my quest continues. So 3 new cards to complete the collection and some very nice additional cards for the playset. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon with more videos, not only mail days of course, but many other interesting things. Bye.